Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, friends of FH Europe Foundation's network, good morning and welcome to our capital city, Zagreb. It's a great pleasure and great honor for me to join you today here. And I would like to begin by acknowledging all of you, the leaders of patient organizations, patient ambassadors and caregivers, civil and scientific society members, and FH Europe Foundation who brought us all together here in the collaboration with the Croatian partners, the Croatian Dyslipidaemia patient organization and the Croatian Atherosclerosis Society. Let me also take a moment to reflect on our gathering back on 25 September in the European Parliament in Brussels, where together we reaffirmed that prevention is not a cost, it's our smartest investment. And since then, our work has moved forward on many fronts. And today we continue that discussion, not just in the halls of Brussels, but there where change must take root and grow and flourish among our respective communities, patients, healthcare professionals, policymakers, together with all citizens back in our respective home countries. When I look around the room, I see dedicated people who believe in a vision of a health that is inclusive, proactive and connected. The FH Europe network has grown from a seed of an idea to a true global movement. You have built an inspiring international community of courage, of knowledge, and also of a shared purpose. What makes FH Europe Foundation special is that it gives science a heart and a policy a human face. You grow and you connect, lift and inspire others, and me too. Build bridges on the foundations of diversity and synergies at the same time. You make sure that inherited lipid disorders, familiar hypercholesterolemia, elevated lipoproteinemia, together with rare forms, stop being a silent statistics and become visible, addressed, human stories changed for the better. Your ambassador program, your patient involvement, and regional engagement, they are the beating heart of the progress. And this year, your priorities, inclusion, innovation, collaboration beyond borders, are exactly what the future demands. And you enable patients to be partners in research. You enable clinicians to learn from communities, and you enable policymakers to listen and respond and deliver, which is the most important. For all that, thank you. Thank you so much. Now put this into the bigger policy context. When we talk about Europe's competitiveness, we talk about, industry, defense, technology, energy. But let me ask, how Europe can be competitive and strong and resilient without healthy citizens? We live in a Europe where cardiovascular disease remains the leading cause of the death. If we do not pay attention to prevention, we will undermine productivity, longevity, and fairness. Every life lost early, every life shortened, every life burdened by the avoidable heart disease is a policy failure. But equally, every life saved through prevention is a policy success story. And no matter the gender, the race, the age, the religion, nationality, because a healthier population means stronger economies, fairer societies, and a more resilient future for all of us. If we are serious about building future for the next generation, we must make cardiovascular health a priority. Thank you. And since our gathering in September, cooperation has continued to grow across the European Parliament and Commission, Member States and civil society. As a chair of the Cardiovascular Health Group in the Parliament, I see encouraging momentum and genuine cross-party commitment to placing prevention and early detection and equity at the center of the health policy. And together, we are laying the groundwork for what will become a cornerstone initiative, the Cardiovascular Health Plan for Europe. Hopefully, a blueprint for other continents and countries. And I hope this plan will be transformational. It should bring together mechanisms to detect early, to treat equally, and prevent effectively. It should finally deliver on tobacco regulation, alcohol, nutrition, improved access to screening, and better use of EU health data for prevention research. Equally, we need to ensure it draws from the lessons of the Beating Cancer Plan and bridges with the efforts of the rare diseases community. I am particularly proud that this year, FH Europe Foundation annual network meetings put the spotlight on the Central and Eastern European and Balkan region. And this region has a long history of resilience, of health system reforms, of innovation under constraint, and that resilient spirit is now our asset. Here in my home country, Croatia, in particular, offers a compelling story. In 2023, the country launched national screening program for familiar hypercholesterolemia, a screening program targeting preschool children, a bold and strategic step that demonstrates true public health leadership. The initiative allows also for a reverse cascade approach, identifying affected parents and relatives to children newly diagnosed with FH. At the same time, Croatia broader prevention policies, including public awareness activities, encouraging citizens to monitor their blood pressure and cholesterol, plus the national program for the reduction of salt intake led by Ministry of Health, show how a multi-sectoral approach can make prevention tangible and visible. This program is one decade resulted with almost 20% salt reduction on national level. Furthermore, the public activation through city campaigns to raise awareness about cardiovascular diseases and risk factors, and to encourage people in Croatia to move more through public events, just like the Run for FH on Sunday, demonstrate a multifaceted approach to prevention. Why is this so relevant? Well, recent data shows that about 65% of Croatian adults have LDL cholesterol levels elevated. And in certain rural regions, this share reaches 75%. We cannot rest while this is the case. But Croatia is moving and leading by example. Thank you, Professor Pecin. The message is clear. Equity is not optional. Equity is excellence. Croatian activities are ready to share, ready to copy-paste. If this region continues to lead on screening, awareness, and prevention, the entire continent will benefit. We live in the era where data has an extraordinary potential, but only if we harness in if we harness it wisely, as you said, Magdalena, ethically and inclusively, innovation is not just about technology. It is about inclusion. It is about ethics. Artificial intelligence can analyze millions of data points, but it cannot replace empathy. It cannot replace patients' lived experience, and it cannot replace purposeful policy. We must ensure innovation is human-centered and done ethically, that digital tools don't create new divides, but close them, and that data is used not just for the statistics, but to give everyone a healthier life. Imagine a future where every young person has access to lipid screening, where AI flags inherited risk, where we closed the diagnostic gap in all 4 lipid disorders and more. That is the future we work for, aren't we? And that brings me to the people. The patients, the families, the carers. Because behind each statistic is someone's life. Behind each diagnosis is a story. And behind each screening is hope. So empowerment brings, when people realize they are not alone, when they understand their condition, their risk, their options, and the FH Europe Foundation Network gives voice to the lived experience, it enables patients to be partners in research and policy, and it ensures that no one is invisible. Young advocates, parents, carers, yes, you are a next generation of change makers. Your stories matters, your voices matters, your presence in this room matters, because when you speak, you shine a light on realities that would otherwise stay hidden. Ladies and gentlemen, we stand today at the turning point between words and deeds, between promises and practice. Let me summarize. Prevention saves lives. Data drives progress. Inclusion fuels innovation, and community sustains change. We must make cardiovascular health not just a political agenda, but a collective legacy. We must champion early screening, equitable access to treatment and prevention. We must ensure no region is left behind. We must do this together. Patients, policymaker, clinician, scientists, industry, and civil society. And I will close with a promise. As a rapporteur for cardiovascular health report, I will do my best to ensure that Europe delivers on its promises and turns vision into progress and progress into a future where every person is protected, supported, and heard. Finally, congratulations on your 10th anniversary. Thank you for your dedication, your incredible energy, your courage you've shown over the past decade. The journey behind you has been impressive. The one ahead is clear. The path is open, and the time is now. Thank you so much.